Today on Studio G, reporter Bianca Valdez updates us on the recent CSUN elections.
Alexis Sang gives us an update on the good deeds that are happening in the community.
And Honey Love will sit down with Education and Outreach Manager Gabriela Amato from the Rape Crisis Center. All this and more on Studio G.
Studio G starts now!
Welcome to this Wednesday edition of Studio G. I'm Shelly Salbito.
And I'm Shireen Lum.
The CSUN vice president position has been empty for the past 2 weeks. There was a controversy over the original nominee for the position. Reporter Bianca Valdez has more.
CSUN is voting again for the vice president position just 2 weeks after voting in Jessica Lujan. The judicial branch set an injunction on her position after reviewing a case issued by Business Senator Matthew Millay.
My big concern is that in Nevada law, you're not supposed to have conflicts of interest, and I was concerned that if we have a conflict of interest, then that could pose legal issues for the student government.
The possible conflict of interest he mentioned is that Lujan is dating the marketing director, Thomas McAllister. The vice president position requires reviewing McAllister's performance and duties, which could pose a problem.
After the fact, folks start dating or more, then that's considered a conflict. 375 says that you can't appoint someone into a position if they're already in that kind of relationship.
After doing extensive research on the statutes, Millay filed the claim, hoping to keep CSUN from potential lawsuits. But the opposing side did not see it the same way.
My initial reaction was that, Senator Millay had gone for the position. He made it very clear he was unhappy he didn't get the position. And while I know he claims that he was trying to make sure that CSUN was doing the right thing, everyone was fully aware of the situation. And so really this was more manufacturing an issue for the sake of manufacturing an issue.
So there was concern that I may have been bitter, and in an attempt to, I guess in some way, retaliate, I filed this case and pretty much just dragging it out, creating more drama. And so I've been doing what I can to go and speak to people, let them know that's not the case. I'm simply concerned and I don't want to see us in trouble.
The judicial branch was left to review both sides of the case, tackling 3 issues: whether CSUN followed NSHE codes, whether there was a conflict of interest, and whether the executive board could reassign duties of the vice president. They sided with the executive board on the first issue and sided with Millay on the other 2 issues.
I don't think this is as much of a controversy as it was Senator Millay's sort of last-ditch effort to prevent somebody else from getting his position.
CSUN will vote again on a CSUN vice president position, and Shiovola says they will most likely vote Jessica right back in.
And ultimately they come to the conclusion that I was wrong, this stuff doesn't apply, then that's great. Then we can move forward and we can seat Ms. Lujan, and some time will have gone by. However, I will have a clear conscience.
For Studio G, this is Bianca Valdez.
This week, the CSUN Legislative and the Executive Board will vote again for the vice president position.
Police are investigating a crash that left 2 people dead on a Desert Inn road. The collision occurred at around 1:30 a.m., according to Metro. A pickup truck and a Mercedes were traveling westbound on Desert Inn Road when the 2 collided. The pickup flipped and ended up in the parking lot of a Guardian Angel Catholic church, while the Mercedes hit a median and tried to flee the scene. Officers believe that alcohol or speed may have played a role on the crash. And the government shutdown was just the tip of the iceberg. Now Congress must address the debt ceiling deadline looking over the United States government on October 17th. So what exactly is this so-called debt ceiling? The debt ceiling is the total amount of money the U.S. government can borrow to pay its bills, including interest on the national debt, Social Security and Medicare benefits, and other payments. Simply put, raising the ceiling allows the government to pay its existing bills. Currently, the ceiling is set at $16.7 trillion. So what happens if Congress cannot come to an agreement regarding limits by the 17th? Well, the government may be forced to hold payments such as Social Security checks, Medicare, and Medicaid. For people who depend upon those benefits, their sole income, failed negotiations of default could wreak havoc on their day-to-day lives. Also, the United States would be limited to its ability to pay interest on its debt. The nation would default and the value of Treasury bonds would tank. As a result, the nation's borrowing costs will increase dramatically. This is not only a problem for the U.S. government, but for consumers and businesses as well. Borrowing would only become more costly for us all. Next, stock markets in the U.S. and around the globe would almost certainly take a huge dip. The uncertainty would cause anxiety in the global economy. Simply put, if Congress does not come to an agreement and raise the debt ceiling, the economy would be seriously wounded and that hit could send us all spiraling into another recession. There is a lot riding on members of Congress to put away the boxing gloves, come together, and come to a workable and balanced agreement. Stay tuned. Studio G will keep you updated with all the latest on the negotiations in Congress and the status of the debt ceiling.
26 people at the Summerlin Hospital have been tested positive for tuberculosis. According to health district officials, the spread of the disease was caused by 2 employees carrying active TB. The other people were tested for having latent TB, which is not contagious. TB was found in the neonatal intensive care unit after an investigation was conducted by the Southern Nevada Health District. It is recommended that any staff, family members, babies, children that were at the NICU from May and August of this year to get tested.
And we come back from break. Reporter Farron Enos tells us about a new option on campus that will satisfy your hunger.
Don't click that mouse. Studio G will be right back.
The School of Engineering, located on the northwest side of campus, offers a wide variety of classes and activities. The Great Hall inside the Thomas T. Green Engineering Complex features an array of the school's accomplishments and work, such as their annual cement canoe competition and bridge design competition that select students participate. Named after Howard Hughes, this school takes claim to new heights.
My name is James Grant.
King Louie here.
This is Jennifer.
Crystal May Maguerza.
I'm Savannah.
Zoe here.
This is your boy Miles Lowe.
Christian FGY.
Kaylin Hype.
And I'm Jay Luna.
My Mind's Music.
Gonzo Radio.
Combox Radio.
Join us for happy hour.
The Miles Lowe Midweek Show.
Ill Vibe Theory.
On KUNV.
KUNV. KUNV.
KUNV HD2.
91.5 The Rebel.
Broadcast on Revcast.com.
UNLV Interim Athletic Director Tina Kunzer Murphy will be staying with us for at least another year. According to the Las Vegas Review-Journal, UNLV President Neil Smatresk will extend her contract through December 31st of next year. Her extension is to be approved by the Board of Regents on October 18th.
Boxing is a sport that may seem intimidating at first sight, but the UNLV Boxing Club could be the introduction to the boxing you need. The Boxing Club at UNLV was founded in 1996 and is a part of the National Collegiate Boxing Association. The club is open to anyone who attends not only UNLV, but the College of Southern Nevada and Nevada State College. Head coach Chris Ben talks about how the club welcomes newcomers.
We've had people come in with no intent of ever competing and end up winning national titles just by developing a passion for it and learning about the sport. So I mean, it's all walks. We have men, we have women, we have grad students, we have freshmen. Everything's donated privately, and my problem is I'm not a fundraiser. I'm a coach. Like, throw me in the gym, shut the door, I'll train everybody. I'm out of my element when it comes to fundraising, and I think it's my fault, but I think our team suffers because of it.
Fundraising is without a doubt what the boxing club needs, but UNLV sophomore Corey Deal doesn't let that stop him from training.
I walked in and I met Chris, and I'm not gonna lie, that changed my life from that point forward. I kind of sort of devoted every single day that I had, every extra spare minute that I had into this club, and I have no regrets. I love this place.
Is the assistant coach of the club and explains how you do not necessarily have to compete in boxing matches to train with the team.
We're here as volunteers to help you, from learning to jump rope to shadow boxing, and you can do as much or as little as you want. One summer, some guy came in here and he lost 60 pounds over this summer, and he was like our biggest loser success story, and he never sparred. He hit the bag some, he jump roped, he did jumping jacks, and we went outside and ran, and that was it.
UNLV boxing is more than just a club sport. It is a place where students can come together and accomplish their goals, from getting in shape to winning a national title. Head coach Chris Ben always welcomes newcomers, and his gym located in the MPE building near Northfield.
Feeling like treating yourself for lunch? Lobster Trap Food Truck is bringing gourmet to campus. Reporter Farron Enos has the story.
Lobster Trap Food Truck is bringing the lobsters from Maine and onto the UNLV campus.
With different food trucks to choose from around UNLV's campus, Lobster Trap is raising the bar by offering students gourmet food options. Co-owner and executive chef Michael Notaro explained the idea behind this high-end food truck.
We're both from the East Coast, my partner and I, so it's just what we grew up on as kids. You know, coming from New York and he's from Connecticut, we grew up on lobster rolls. We sell them around town at the feast and stuff like that, San Gennaro, and we just take, kind of like a traditional sandwich, and we just think outside the box.
And thinking about students' wallets. Notaro explains he wanted to keep students and staff in mind when listing a fair price.
We actually had to drop the price, believe it or not, too, you know what I mean, just to lower it, just so students and, staff can enjoy it and appreciate it as well.
With an attractive price, many students are experiencing their first lobster roll, including junior Nicholas Reed.
It was great. Best I ever had. Of course, first time I ever had one lobster roll.
And for that $1 off, make sure you say lobster.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That sounds tasty. For more information, visit lobstertraplv.com.
After the break, China Green has your 7-day weather forecast.
And Jamie Seymour gives us updates on what's happening across the nation. Stay tuned.
This is Your House Too. Located on the campus of UNLV on Brussels Street sits Housel House, the Center for Social Justice. A place where everyone can participate, explore cultural identity, share different experiences, and learn leadership skills. No judgments. You are accepted, you are important, and you are welcomed.
Stand up,
Speak out,
and change the world.
Your community's farmers market. Welcoming, lively, friendly. A place where neighbors and friends come together to celebrate their community. With over 50 vendors, organic, sustainable, fresh produce are available just for you. Support and buy local at Fresh 52.
Welcome back to Studio G. I'm China Green. I'm going to give you guys your weather today. So today, at this very moment, we're at 64 degrees, some clouds, no rain yet, guys, I'm sorry, but it was a good day to dust some dirt off them Uggs. And then today we're looking at a high of 67 and a low of 62. But check this out, guys. In 1996, it was 97 degrees. We're very far from that today, thank goodness. For current weather, we're seeing a lot of rain, some clouds, some suns. We're staying in the 60s and 70s, but look at this, 48 degrees and 46 degrees in northern Nevada. And then we'll take the satellite weather. This is more of a better look of what's going on with us. And then over here, we're seeing some hard rain in Virginia and in North Carolina. And then for tomorrow's forecast, a wide variety of weather, some sun, some clouds, some rains, and then in 60 in Salt Lake City. And then for the extended forecast, today's the lowest we're going to be, guys, at 67, but throughout the week we're staying in the 70s real nice, and then Wednesday we head back up to 84, unfortunately. But that's all the weather we have for you today. Now let's send it over to Jamie with your national news.
Well, let's take a look at some of the national headlines that we made this week. Malibu, typically known for its beautiful coastlines and movie stars, came down for a not so beautiful result. A third of the teachers at Malibu High School are citing moldy classrooms and recent construction as a cause for making them incredibly sick. Reports include 3 teachers being treated for thyroid cancer within the last 6 months, with others suffering from hair loss, migraines, rashes, and even bladder cancer. With many parents concerned, district officials have assured them that students in older buildings are safe. A central Pennsylvania neighborhood was left reeling this morning after a crash. A Greyhound bus collided with the back of a tractor trailer that was hauling garbage around 1:45 a.m. One woman was killed in the crash along with 4 others injured, critically injured, and dozens more taken to hospitals for injuries. A patient was found dead in San Francisco General Hospital in an unlikely place, a stairwell. The body of Lynn Spalding was found by a hospital staff member in a rarely used stairwell of the hospital. Spalding had been missing since September 21st when she wandered from her room. Staff searched the hospital and friends and family searched around San Francisco, but Spalding's body was not found until Tuesday, causing loved ones to question where the hospital staff was searching. Well, that's all the national headlines I have for you today. Stay tuned next week for more of your news from around the U.S. Now, after the break, Honey Love will sit down with Gabrielle Amato. Stay tuned.
Here. This is Jennifer.
Crystal May Maguerza.
I'm Savannah.
Zoe here.
This is your boy Miles Lowe.
Christian FGY.
Kaylin Hype.
And I'm Jay Luna.
My Mind's Music.
Gonzo Radio.
Combox Radio.
Join us for Happy Hour.
The Miles Lowe Midweek Show.
Ill Vibe Theory.
On KUNV.
KUNV.
KUNV HD2.
91.5 The Rebel.
Broadcast on revcast.com.
The School of Engineering, located on the northwest side of campus, offers a wide variety of classes and activities. The Great Hall inside the Thomas T. Boone Engineering Complex features an array of the school's accomplishments and work, such as their annual cement canoe competition and bridge design competition that select students participate in. Named after Howard Hughes, this school takes learning to new heights.
Welcome back from the break. I'm joined with Gabrielle Amato of the Rape Crisis Center. Hi, Gabrielle.
Hello,
How
honey.
are you?
I'm very well. Thank you for having me today.
Thank you for being here. So, Gabrielle, why don't you tell me a little bit about the Rape Crisis Center?
So the Rape Crisis Center has been operating in Clark County since 1974, and we provide services to those who've been affected by sexual violence. So we have a 24-hour crisis hotline that you can call anytime. It's not just for victims, it's for family and friends too, who might have questions about how they can help. We have advocates who will meet victims at the hospital after an assault. We also have court advocates who will go with them to court dates if they decide to go forward with prosecution. And then thanks to Nevada Women's Philanthropy, we actually have a counseling center. So we have 2 therapists available for one-on-one counseling for anyone over the age of 12, and we also have a variety of support groups that we do in the community. And then finally, there's what I do, which is prevention work. So we have a couple of really wonderful programs that go into the schools to educate about prevention, and then we do great outreach events, including Take Back the Night, which we're participating in this year.
Now, you talked about prevention. Tell me some of the precautions, especially here on campus, that women can take, because not too long ago there was actually a sexual assault that occurred here on campus. So what are some things that we can do to prevent them?
The best thing that anyone can do to stay protected from sexual violence is to kind of use the buddy system. So it's not so much about preventing yourself from becoming a victim, but creating a community around yourself that you're protecting each other. So if you know that you're going to be somewhere really late, you're a little nervous, you're going to be out late by yourself, make sure you've got a buddy who's going to know where you are and who might be able to call and check up on you. You know, ask for a friend to accompany you somewhere. And then most importantly, you know, just make sure that you're looking out for your friends and you're keeping an eye out for each other.
And if someone has been sexually assaulted, what should they do?
So the most important steps to take are first to preserve evidence. So you don't want to bathe, you don't want to brush your teeth or eat anything. If you still have the clothing or the sheets that were present at the time of the assault, you can put them into a clean pillowcase, not a plastic bag. And then the first thing you'll want to do is go over to UMC Hospital. This is the hospital where you can get a medical exam, obviously, to make sure that we take care of any injuries that you might have sustained. But you can also get that forensic exam to gather evidence in case you do end up going forward with a case. And while you're there at the hospital, you can choose to speak to the police if you want to, but you don't have to. And the nurse who performs the exam will also ask the victims if they want an advocate from Rape Crisis Center to come and meet them, to speak with them.
Now, I think I read somewhere that UMC is the only hospital, is that correct, that offers the rape kit?
Unfortunately, yes. UMC is the only hospital right now that is equipped to do that forensic exam because, of course, that's kind of like CSI. They have all this special equipment, and the nurse is very highly trained. So right now, it's the only place you can go to get that exam done.
Okay. Now, one last thing. This is the main reason why you're here.
Let's
talk about this. What event going on?
So A Night Out with News 3 is our Party with a Purpose that's happening on October 17th. We're going to be at Tao Beach. We're going to have a really wonderful, fun time. And for a mere $60, you can join us, have a few drinks, enjoy some awesome food. And you are also entered to win 2 tickets to see Justin Timberlake in November. I'm a little jealous I can't enter because I work there.
Okay, well, there you have it. So it's called A Night Out with News 3, and the proceeds go to the Rape Crisis Center, right? Okay. Well, there you have it. Thank you, Gabrielle, for joining us. We'll be right back after this short break.
Collegiate DECA promotes personal and professional development through competitive events, community involvement, and leadership development.
I joined DECA because I wanted to get out of my comfort zone. So I got to meet people, network, and definitely work on my public speaking.
To join DECA, it's a very simple process. You have to pay a $25 membership fee. You can either come to our next meeting, our website, which is unlvdeca.co.vu.
We're open to all majors who are interested in business, finance, or hospitality-related fields.
I think what a lot of people don't realize, we provide 1,300 hot meals a day through 3 of our kitchens. We have about 650 people sleeping in beds provided by the Salvation Army every night. We have 127,000 of people that we touch every year. It's huge, and people have no idea that we do more than have thrift stores and ring bells at Christmas.
Our community reporter, Alexis Mers, finds out that installing a car seat is more complex than many may think.
Let's make a difference today.
9 out of 10 people incorrectly install their car seats. Safe Kids Clark County is taking the steps to ensure proper passenger safety with the Buckled Up program.
The events are free and held weekly in Clark County. The international program has checked over 1 million car seats in the U.S. alone.
The Safe Kids Buckle Up program is a program where parents can come to us at different locations in the community at any time and have their car seat checked or installed by a nationally certified child passenger safety technician.
Mother-to-be Michelle Banco put down her owner's manual and let the child passenger technician take over.
This has been extremely helpful. I had no idea how extensive something as simple as a car seat would be.
Most people don't know that motor vehicle crashes are the leading cause of death for children.
The American Academy of Pediatrics guidelines for car seats is to stay rear facing all up to about 2 years old, 30 pounds. So what it is that they just do a whole lot better in the crash. They have a lot more bone density and muscle structure and tissue development, that now if there is a crash, they're not going forward facing and taking all that force.
Last year, Safe Kids checked over 8,000 car seats in Clark County. Only 80 of them were properly installed. Don't forget to take advantage of the free car seat checks held all over the valley. For dates and locations, visit safekidsclarkcounty.org. Thanks for watching, and be sure to tune in next week for the next edition of Let's Make a Difference. Now let's send it over to Honey Love with your entertainment recap.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this segment of Sin City Streets, where I will be bringing you the latest in entertainment news. Vegas headliners Donnie and Marie Osmond announced last week that they will be staying in Sin City a little longer than expected.
Extending until the end of 2014.
That's right. By that time, I should be able to speak fluent flamingo.
Yes.
Fluent flamingo. I wonder what that would sound like. The dynamic duo first performed back at the Flamingo in 2008 under a 6-week contract that resulted in a 5-year residency. Not a bad gig. The Flamingo Hotel and Casino also had a huge surprise for the siblings. Take a look.
Let's do a big countdown.
Okay,
everybody, 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
And while Donnie joked about having top billing, Marie quickly snapped back by saying that she gets the last word. And when asked how they felt about the Flamingo showroom being named after them, they had this to say.
But the thing is, to be able to have a showroom named after you, especially in a place like the Flamingo, one of the the main traditions of Las Vegas.
Staple.
And now it's our showroom. It's kind of cool.
It is an honor. It's not done very often, and we feel very blessed.
And the Donnie and Marie show has been voted for 2 years in a row the best show in Las Vegas. Well, that does it for this segment of Sin City Streets. You know it's always going down in the entertainment capital of the world, and your girl, Honey Love's always got you covered. Now we'll send it back to the desk.
Thank you, Honey. Well, that's all of the news we have for you on this edition of Studio G. I'm Shelly Salobito.
And I'm Shireen Lum. Have a wonderful Wednesday, Las Vegas.